All right, I'm sorry about that. I don't know if y'all can see, but I got a camera right here. I'm gonna open it up, and maybe y'all can see the light on it. Let me see what it's gonna do. Okay, okay, just hear the sound on it. But I haven't learned how to use it. I just got it about a week ago, right? And I am gonna be using this at time once I learn how to operate it properly. What I've been using is my iPhone, and someone just tried to call me. They ended up leaving me a voice message, so it cut me off of what I was saying. So maybe this will be something that'll be added. The guy that have been nice enough to share some of his time with me, that's working with me by posting stuff on TikTok. Um, it's a guy, it's a co-worker. I guess we've been working around each other for almost 2 years. And just recently, he told me he wanted to do it because I got like several younger guys at the job, and they all tell me that I tell good stories. They said, "Man, you always got something different to say," and it went to the point to where they started saying, "Man, you should do a podcast, right? You'll be good at it." Then it's on a couple of it was a couple incidents where management asked me to talk to certain younger people because they didn't seem like they could reach them, and said, "You know how you are," and I said, "I don't know how I am. Tell me how I am." That's a loaded question, so I'm not gonna agree with you when you approach me saying, "You know how you are. We need you to talk to somebody for us." First of all, I'm not a counselor. Second, I don't know how I am. And third, if I did, which I do, you tell me how I am. And then they say, I be looking for them to say F off, but they don't. They say, you got away with the younger generation. It's not a younger person that work here that you talk to that don't think the world of you. They say you funny and you got good stories. I said, I'm not just funny and I have good stories. I listen to them. And I said, I don't try to make them feel like they ain't good for nothing, right? I listen to them and I try to relate to what they're going through. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. I would never put them guys down because them guys are smart. The ones that got parents, and even the ones that being raised by a single parent, they got enough sense to stay at home, stack their money up. A lot of them got nicer cars that I'll probably never own. They got money in the bank. They ain't fathered no kids and they ain't got no criminal past. How in the hell a person that have done everything that I just named, everything from getting incarcerated to getting free to being a black felon to having his first kid or fathering his first kid at 18, going through a divorce, having to start all over again. And I already knew how difficult it was being black because I was born in Alabama. Only thing I did is compile more weight on top of my shoulders by doing the things I did. But I respect them young people, and I tell them, you were smarter than what I was. I have no problem saying that. They ain't smarter than me now, but at their age, they were smarter than me then. I know times were different, but regardless how different times were, I didn't have to do the things I did. I enjoyed doing them. They know to stay away from that stuff. The most they might do is drink, smoke some little weed every now and then. You might hear one of them talk about X or something like that, but they're good guys, man. When you compare them to me, they're good guys. So I don't look down on nobody, especially nobody younger, just because I'm older. I realize by getting old and older, and I'm 64, it was like yesterday I was young, man. Younger than the ones I'm working with. And now I'm not. But I realized one thing when it come down to them and me. I know time have a whole lot to do with it. I know opportunity have a lot to do with it. And it's just so many ways they could help themselves that, they shouldn't end up like me. And that's one of the reasons, one of the main reasons that I'm doing this little podcast thing. I have no problem sharing with how I was and what helped me change. And I don't live a lie, and I don't have too many secrets because when you do, when people find out, they always put their spin on it. And then when they mention your past to somebody else, they tell it the way they want to tell it. They don't tell it how it was. It ain't nobody could tell how it was for you, the frame of mind you was in, the trouble you got yourself in, where you go from there. Nobody could tell that better than you. But some of these other people that learn that, they think they got a better story to tell than you. They telling your story. Not you telling your story, they telling your story. So I have no problems, you know what I mean? I don't go around on a loudspeaker speaking it out loud about who I am. But if I'm interacting with somebody, be it on business or if I'm uh, with a female, they all know. You know what I mean? It's no reason to lie because I found out when you try to hide, it's always somebody trying to discover. And the kind of guy that I am, I kind of like bring that on myself anyway, because I'm a stand up. I'm a stand up but stand out kind of guy. If I get bad vibes from you, I'm not trying to mess with you anyway. So that's my goal. To put it in a nutshell, I'm gonna tell a whole lot of stories. I'm gonna post a lot of videos. I got a lot of pictures and stories. I'm not gonna run out of stories, and that's what I'm gonna do. And hopefully, what I say in the process, I'll let people know that I'm being sincere. It ain't not one adult that birthed a child that turned into a teenager, that turned into a young man, could say, I gave him wrong advice. Give him no wrong advice, man. Because to a degree I was misled. You know, uh, it wasn't it wasn't all the people's fault that misled me, because some of them didn't know no more than what I knew. Some of them didn't have the love that I got. They didn't have supporting family members in their corner. They live the way they live. And when you're around them, you living like they live. So what they showed me and what we did is what they thought was right at the time. And I knew better in a lot of cases, but it felt different and it felt good. Because I'm not gonna go into it right now, but as y'all, if you haven't realized it by listening to something that I talk about, it was a kind of a wedge in the family where I was growing up from, grew up into. I was forced to be something I wasn't ready to be, and that's to be an elder brother when I was the second oldest brother, not the elder brother. And I watched my elder brother get away and get out of doing things that should have been an older brother's responsibility. I took that on. I took on the responsibility of making sure nobody don't hurt my younger siblings. And I had I had a lot on my shoulders. That ain't why I drank and smoked. It's really not a reason why I did the wrong things I did, because I enjoyed it, right? But to say that my life at home was fine and everybody understood me and all this, then you have to ask yourself, well, what the hell happened? How do you end up being locked up? So I'll be lying. I don't tell no lie to where a person would know I lie. Lying, I don't lie like that. And if I did, you would never know I was lying, because I learned how to do that too. You know what I mean? Shoot, at 15 years old, I was getting damn drilled by defense attorneys. So I know what to say and what not to say. I know how to look innocent. I know how to look guilty. I know how to look like I'm puzzled and I can't answer something. I know how to look like I don't know nothing. I know how to look all that. Hell, I should have been an actor, you know. But I would have only wanted to act roles that I actually am, right? So I don't know what I'm gonna do about this little part that I recorded after that, but that's my purpose for wanting to do the podcast and try to help the youth. And I really want to help. I don't want to just tell you like the older folks told me growing up, starting with my mother and my grandmother and everybody. I loved them dearly. But everybody always said, don't do this, and they never gave me a reason not to do it. They just said, don't do it, right? Point blank. That's don't do it, and you do it, you're going to get your ass beat, right? Never finessing me to say you don't want to do this because of this. So I got to the point where I got tired of being told not to do something without an explanation. That's why I don't mind giving explanations. I'm not just going to say, I'm not going to be able to tell you don't do something and have you ask me a question on why and I can't explain it. I won't even put myself in that predicament. And that's what happened. I actually thought that the older people that loved me, that was in my life, didn't know what I was going through. They didn't know nothing about what was going out there going on out there in the world, but they did, because nothing never changed. It repeats itself, the same cycle repeats itself over and over. The same stuff I'm going through, went through, is somebody out there going through the same thing. They might be handling it different. They might not never get out of prison. They might get themselves alive, as they call it, but they're going through something. So I try my best to explain it to a point on why not to do something, not just don't do it because I said don't do it, right? I understood my kids, and when they asked me questions on why not to do something, I said I can't speak for you, but I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. My son brought that attention to me because when I would say I wouldn't do this if I was you, he would say, "Dad, you're not none of me though." And after telling me I wasn't him, like I already knew I wasn't him, I knew how I needed to talk to him. I started saying, when we talk, look, I'm not telling you what to do because I'm not you, but I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was in that situation. I tell him and he listened, and he did exactly what I said because I stopped trying to act like I was him, and I started saying what I would do if I was him, if I was not him but me. And he was ready to listen to me because he helped me acknowledge I'm not him. So I can't expect for him to do everything I do because he him. He me. As he said, I'm me. But whether he know it or not, he was still me because he's the only son that I fathered. He's the only son that I gave my name to. He's the only son that make my heart hurts because he ain't here no more with me. And I'm going to do something on that because the 26th of February, he been dead 8 years. I thank God for several things when my son died. I thank God that nobody didn't kill him. Because if they did, they might have well found a jail cell or dug a hole for me. For me or the person that did it, or the persons. Because there's no way in the world I could have looked at my grandchildren's eyes, his children, and say what happened to their daddy didn't do nothing. And I had to do something. I'm just not built like that. I just can't have nobody take something dear from me and think they don't pay consequences for their actions. I believe in the eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. It's what I believe. And if for whatever reason I ain't able to deal you spades or get some type of retribution from you if because God didn't will it to happen to you. I would have given my life for my son. God knew that. That's why my son didn't get killed. My son died at home in his bed. His stepfather went to go find out why he wasn't up and found him dead. It hurt just as bad, but it would have hurt worse if somebody killed him. So it's been a lot of loss. But for a fact, life does goes on. And you can't afford to let all the things in life that get you down, that hurt you, to weigh you down, because it'll be like cancer. It'll eat you alive. It'll kill you slowly but surely. All right, y'all have a good day. Peace.